all have a ball, but I was just showing this to my Tuesday night class last night. One of the students was having trouble with her shoulder, and I'm guessing it's from sleep because she's noticing it in the morning, kind of hurting around here, this area. But so we went through some different ways to lie in restorative poses that you could translate to bed. But I like using a tennis ball or one of these, you know, balls and putting it against the wall and rolling up and down with it. Have you guys tried that before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have? How does it feel?
Good. It feels like a massage.
Exactly. So a lot of times that shoulder stuff is from things getting stuck, little fibers in between our shoulder blades and around our shoulder blades. And the next best thing to having a massage is to you guys doing it yourself. You know, yoga is thought of as an internal body massage, not just a workout. So this is a really good thing to do. I can mention it in class, but we won't do it because I'm afraid not everybody will have a ball. But you can hold on to a chair too, you know, so you feel stable and you're basically bending your knees and going up and down. And then you can move the ball around, or you can kind of move around. You can also hold it there for a while, like where you feel some tightness. Right now I'm pushing into one area and staying still. And so that's a really good thing to do. A ball. You can do it lying down, but you just got to control it and make sure, you know, if you have osteoporosis or anything, you want to make sure you're not pushing into your bones, right? So this is a little bit less intensive when we're standing. You can lie down and put the ball in certain areas as well. But so I recommend it against the wall if that feels safe to you and accessible to you. So that is one little trick I like to mention. All right, we'll do some stuff with the shoulders for sure. Anything else before we get going? All right, you guys are quiet. We'll get going.
Okay, I'm gonna mute everyone. Enjoy your session.
Thank you. Oh, I should mention, we're starting, but you could put the tennis ball behind you when you're sitting in the chair. You need like an upright chair. You could do a little bit of that. It's just not the same thing as the wall because it's not going to go up your shoulder as much. Another thing is if you have a block, take it and place it behind your shoulder blades. We're going to do this now. So if you have a block, you're going to take it and place it behind your shoulder blades while you're seated. So the block is, you're going to try to find that spot where it's not jabbing into you. Now you can put it horizontally too, like this, as opposed to like that, and that might feel better. So it's going like this. And we put that behind us. And then kind of sit back on it. It gives you a little bit of support. Now, would we use this all the time? No, because we want to build our core strength too. The other thing you can do is to put a rolled yoga mat behind you, or those swim noodles. The swim noodles work well too. I'll show that. I have that in here. Just one thing, you know, I always have to give you a little, one of my secret tidbits, right? So here's a swim noodle. These are actually taped together. And so you could put that behind your back too for a little bit of support while we're moving. Just ideas, not requirements. So with the block behind you, if you have one, place it behind you. And you want it in a place where it's not cutting you. So if it goes too low, it might press into your lower back. You don't want that. So just release that from there and lift it up a little bit. And you can always move it around. And then once you've got that placement, let's practice some breathing with your feet on the earth. And if they don't touch down, you can put blocks under your feet or a blanket under your feet. So you do feel grounded. And then with your hands in your lap or on your belly, begin to feel the expansion in the belly. So you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Soft breath in and soft breath out. Now, because we've got this block behind us, just for those of you who are just joined, we put a block behind us, and that's just helping our posture, but it's also going to give you a little bit of feedback as you breathe. So as we breathe in, the belly's expanding, the ribs are expanding right to left. We also want expansion in the back of the body. It's more subtle, but as you inhale, notice how you might feel your back press a little bit more into the block. So let's try that. Breathe in and breathe out. And sometimes it's helpful to close your eyes so that you can feel internally more. So when I know everybody wants exercise, and I agree with you. I try to do other things too. But for this one, we're thinking work in. So we're using that mind-body connection, and the breath is the glue to these postures. Without the breath, it's not yoga, it's pure movement or pure exercise, but it's not yoga. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's take the right arm up into a cactus pose. And you might feel how your shoulder blade is on your back, especially with that block back behind there. Let's extend the arm out. Turn the palm up. Notice how that feels. Then bend the elbow back and extend. Extend wide, spread your fingers, turn your palms up. Good, bend the elbow. Now we're gonna lift the arm, start to straighten it to your range of motion. Nobody else's but yours. So it's only gonna straighten to the point that's right for you. As we lift the arm skyward, feel any feedback. So feedback meaning, what do you feel against the block? Can you feel your shoulder blade moving? It's not going to be like this big movement. Oh yeah, I really feel it. It's more subtle. So lifting the arm upwards and then exhale and pulling the arm back down. Let's lower the arm and go for the other side. Left elbow bending out to the side. So you're in a half cactus, and then lifting and lowering and extending out. Turn the palm upright. Good. Bend the elbow and lengthen it. Lengthen it. Reach long. You could feel, when you reach long like this, you might feel your shoulder blade move out towards the left. Then bend your elbow. Shoulder blade comes back in, lengthening the arm upwards, skywards. Notice your neck and your jaw, and then pull back down. Take the arm out and release the hand and the arm. So now we're going to go for both arms wide. Awesome. Bring the arms forward, reach away. Reach away like you're going to touch something that's not in reach, but you're still pressing your back into the block. Now bend your elbows towards the back wall or chair, wherever you're seated, and then reach forward. Exhale, pull it back. So it's going as wide as you're comfortable. You're feeling an opening through the front of the body. Open it up. Let's take it out to the side and forward. Bend elbows, hug the block. Hug the block. So now you're feeling like your chest is going a little bit forward here. Inhale, arms forward, exhale out to the side, inhale forward, pull it. Inhale forward, exhale out to the side, inhale forward, exhale, pull it back. You got it. Out to the side, forward, outward, forward, pull it back. Good. Now tip your elbows forward and the back of your hands moving back. You feel the shoulder blades on the back again. Extend. And let's release the arms down. Notice how this is different from perhaps when we're not using the block, how it feels to you. You might feel different sensations in this area. Let's drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then drop your right arm. Let it go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gaze down towards your right fingertips. And then inhale back to neutral. So you're gazing forward, head aside. And then inhale, take your fingertips to your head and lift back up. That's just a little support as your head lifts. Exhale other way. Left ear, left shoulder. Relax left shoulder. Let it get almost like it's dropping, and then let your arm come down by the side and feel the arm get heavy. So imagine the arm getting heavy. And this is just lengthening the opposite side of the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gaze down towards your left fingertips. Inhale, gaze forward. Lift the head back up. Notice how as we move our head and our eyes, the stretch in our neck changes. Now, see if you can do cat-cow with the block. It's going to be a little bit strange. So those of you who came in after, we've got a block behind us here. So if you hear me referring to the block, that's what I'm talking about. We've got it placed just so it's not cutting us, but you can do it without the block. If you've had enough of the block, you can take it down. We're going to go for cat pose. So we're going to round our spine, and you're going to feel the back of your spine press into that block. And then inhale, lift your heart, draw your shoulder blades back. So it's not as big, right? We're doing this cat-cow, but it's not as big. But as you draw the shoulder blades back, you might feel them move around the block. Exhale, round your spine, belly pulls in. Inhale, find your cow pose, you're leaning slightly back. Now this might feel better because you got a little support back there. Exhale, we round. Inhale, we lift. Good. Come back to center. One more with the block behind there. Take your arms out. We've done this one before, but see how it feels differently. Give yourself a hug. Wrap your arms around each other. Round your torso. Say, I love you to yourself. And then open it up. I believe yoga is a big hug. And then other way. Other way. Good. Big hug. Say, I love you. Exhale out through the nose. Open it up. And let that go. We can take the block out now, place it in front of you, press your palms into the block. So push your palms into the block, but relax your jaw, your eyes, your face, your neck. Then release, don't push so much in. So you're not dropping it, but you're still pressing in. Now press the block again, push the block, good. Pull the block in towards you as you bend your elbows out to the side. This is kind of like a yoga push-up. Push in, now press away. Keep pushing into the block. Exhale, pull the block towards you, pressing your fingers into it. And then press the block away. And again, pull in. Elbows are out to the side. This is really building your strength. I'm feeling a little bit of shaking. Maybe you are too. I can see the block moving a little bit. Push the block away. Good. One more time. Pull it in. And then release it. Take the block now behind your head. Give it a little support. Now, if this is weird for you, you can just interlace your fingers behind your head if that's accessible, or just put one hand behind your head. Good. So you're gently pressing your head into that block. Take your elbows forward. Open them up. Elbows forward. Now, when you bring your elbows forward, lean your head back into the block. We are not pushing the head forward like this. No, 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 no. We want to push the block back. We want to push our head back into the block. So no, and so there's this even pressure of head and block. So one's not more forceful than the other. Open up the elbows. Good. One more time. Elbows forward. Now lift your heart. Lift your heart. Lift your heart. Elbows move upwards towards the sky. Maybe you gaze upward. Feel your shoulder blades move in towards each other as you hug the block. Head is leaning into the block. Support for your neck. Then inhale, come back upright. Let's let that block go. It's had a lot of work this morning. Give it a little break now. Let's find our first twist. Extending the right leg. Left knee is bent. Inhale and press your wrists forward. Your fingers are interlaced. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull the knuckles in towards you. And then release and find your twist. So right hand's outside left thigh, left hand's behind you. Back shoulder, turn, lift it up and circle it back. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. One more. Return to center. You can hold the sides of the chair with your hands or hands at your hips. Pull your elbows in towards each other. Lean forward. Pull your toes towards you, towards your knee. Notice any stretch you may be feeling. Now push down through the left foot, rise up. Good. And lengthen forward once again. Trying to keep the head and the neck in line, shoulders are up and back. Feel them moving in. It's helpful to feel like your elbows are moving towards each other. Lift back up. Release your hands and circle your right ankle. So draw a circle with your toes, one way and then the other. Awesome. Pull the foot back in. And we'll go for the other side, but let's do in between walking in place first. So right knee bends, then left. Just a little bit of walking in place. Try it with the support of your hands first. So we're using our hands behind the thigh to help lift the knee upwards towards us. And then you get to determine how fast or how hard the foot comes down. Please be gentle, but it's helpful to feel the foot press down. You'll feel a little noise. You might hear the noise that I'm making as I do this. And it's not a clunk, but we just want to feel the foot touch and give it a little bit of stimulation. And let's go for the other side twist. So extending the left heel forward, sitting tall. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your hands to your hips. Pull your elbows towards each other. Lift tall through your spine. Lean forward as you pull your toes towards you. You might adjust yourself on the chair. Make sure you feel safe, like you're not going to fall over. You can always hold the side of the chair. That can be extremely helpful. And then notice if your chin is coming forward and pull it back. So your head stays over your neck and your shoulders, even when you bend forward. Take a breath or two here. Pulling toes towards nose. Then lift back up. Interlace your fingers. Notice which thumb's on top. That's the one we tend to do. Switch it up. Switch it up. We got to make sure we keep our brain neuroplasticity growing. Press the wrist lines away. Lift tall once again. Pull the belly in and up. Relax the tongue and the jaw. Find the other side. We've got left hand outside, right side, right hand behind us. Shoulder moving up and back. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. One more. And return to frontal. I always say neutral or return to center. Let's take our feet out and draw the hip bones downward. And so your belly pulls in and up. Lift the right heel, lower it down and the left, and lower it down and the right and the left, and then both. Breathe in, breathe out, lower the heels down. Now I want you to, you might need to bring your feet in a little bit. You always want to adjust anyway, based on what you're feeling on your inner thighs. And you know how we walked in place? Let's try it with the goddess legs. So you're going to lift the right and then the left. It's just a little bit different. Use your breath. Try to keep the spine upright. So inhale, it's a little awkward, isn't it? Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Release, let that go. Bring your forearm to the thigh. Circle the elbow around and about like you're in warm water. Even though it's a little, the mornings are getting a little bit cooler, at least around here they are. We'll still want to be in some warm water, and it is gonna heat up later in the day. And then extend the arm over the ear, stretch long. Now take your mind's eye to the back leg. So in this case, it's the left foot. Push it down without looking at your knees. Go to your knees in your mind and notice if they're leaning back or forward, and try to get them centered. So that means push down through your feet, the center of your heel, and across the ball of your foot. That should generally help. And now we're going to press down through our feet and rise up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Bring your right shoulder towards the left, and then push the left thigh gently back. Now circle the shoulder up and back, push down through the thigh to rise up. Other side. Left shoulder towards right. Gently press the inner thigh back with your hand. Lift the shoulder up and back as you rise up. You got it. One more time, we'll extend the arm this time. So right shoulder to left, ground down through your hips, lengthen the arm at a diag, push down through your feet wildly. Now with your right arm at the left, lift your left toes, just for fun. Don't look at them. Exhale, lower them down. Circle it out to the side and release the hand. Bring the left shoulder towards the right. Take a breath in as you inhale, press away. Press away. Notice how you feel a stretch in your back here. I get a nice little stretch right around here. I don't know if you can see my hand. It's mid side back. and then bring it back in. Awesome. And feet come together. Notice how your legs feel. If they feel tired or tight, what's going on there? Now, we were asked for shoulder stuff. So this is flossing. You're gonna move one shoulder up at a time. That's it. And you can play. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just slowly lifting the elbows. You're gonna go again to your range of motion, not mine. You got a few choices here. One is to keep the fingers interlaced as you move upwards and circle them around. Another choice is to separate the hands and circle them around a bit. And play and listen. If you close your eyes and listen, you might hear some crunchies and some gringies. That's all that stuck connective tissue in there. And then you might press your hands upwards, wrist lines upwards. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax your shoulders down your back, even with your arms long. Open it up. Release it down. We're going to go for eagle. Right knees over left. Now, most people cannot stack their knees. You're going to be where you're at. It may look like this. It may look like this. It may look like somewhere in between. Then there's a few people who can take their foot behind the ankle. Not many. I just happen to have long shins and ankles and feet, so they go back there. But don't worry about it. I'm not even going to keep it. So I'm just telling you, if you have it, go for it. Then we're going to bring right under left. You can either give yourself a hug or find eagle arms, which is lifting the forearms upwards. And then some of you can take your hands and place your palms or your fingers towards your palm together. We're lifting the elbows and then pull in elbows towards knees. Notice how your shoulder blades are separating. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, we lower, elbows towards navel. You might now come up onto your bottom toes. Push them down, lift the heel up. Exhale, lower the heel, lift your spine. Good. Inhale, lift the bottom heel. Exhale, lower it. Exhale, elbows towards navel. On your inhale, and you lift, extend the leg forward, top leg forward. Exhale, lower it down. Take your hands to the side of the chair. Inhale, lift the leg, push the heel away. Exhale, lower it down. We're keeping tall. Inhale, we lift, pull the toes in. Exhale, point the toes away, pull the toes in, lower down. Inhale, they lift. Toes are towards us. Point them away, and then towards you and lower it down. Drag that heel back in. Notice how your body feels. One more thing on this side before we go to that side. Inhale, lift the right knee towards you. Circle it around and about. We'll find number 4 posture. So you're going to bring the ankle over the knee, or something like this, where the foot is down, knee is out. If you've got a tight hip, you also can place the foot on a few blocks as a pedestal. We're still getting an opening through here. Then lean on forward. Maybe take your arms forward. So we want the arms about ear height. So we don't want them dropping down here. Try to lift them up. Extend your spine long. Try to keep the ears, try to keep the arms towards the ears. You try to move your ears. If you can do that, will you let me know? There are a few of you who can do that, right? And then come back up. Let's find another twist. Right hand to right ankle or arch. Then Left arm, circle it open, take it back behind you, gaze at the back fingers, lift your heart. Push your right hand into your right arch or ankle or heel. Inhale back to center, release the leg down. Now we'll do the other side. So lifting the left knee, hug it in towards you. This side can be very different from the other side. So we go in with no expectations, with a little bit of knowledge about our body, and then go ahead and stack, or somewhere towards stack. It might be here. It might be here. It might be here. So we're pulling our knees and our thighs towards each other as we sit tall. You can even press your hands into the top thigh to help you get that leverage. Belly pulls in and up. A few of you might take your toes behind your calf. We're hugging in. Now we're going to take the left arm under the right, either hug or eagle arms. We pull the elbows away as we lift the forearms upwards and away. A few of us can take our hands to the palms. Doesn't make us more enlightened. I wish it did, but it doesn't, right? So we're lifting, breathe in, breathe out. It would be great if there was some kind of trick for enlightenment, wouldn't it? Sure it would. Breathe in, breathe out, and then go ahead, extend the leg away from you. Now, you can hold on to the side of the chair or press your arms forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift. You do not have to use your hands at all. You could have them in your lap, or you can lift them up. Breath is in. Breath is out. I see some of you, you want to lift your arms skyward, pull the belly in and up. Exhale, lower it down. And pull the knee on in, circle it around. Make sure that hip joint isn't feeling stressed out. So this is a nice way to warm up the joint. It's also a nice way to relieve any kind of pulling you might be feeling. It can be very helpful. You are going to find number 4, either something like this, the foot, the left foot on the blocks, or the foot over the ankle. And then we're going to lean forward. So knee is out to the side. If you're on the blocks, that's the point we're opening this up. Unless you got something going on in your body, right? You want to honor that. We lean forward. We lean forward. You can have your hands at your hips, or you can bring your arms towards, in line with the sides of your head. Elbows can be in cactus, so they're bent. Relax your head though. Try to make sure the neck and the back of the neck and the shoulders are not tensing up. And then we're going to press down, press away. Oops, I forgot the twist. We got to do that. Let's find the twist. So you're going to take your hand to your ankle. It could be down here or it could be up here. Hands to the arch or the heel. We're twisting now towards the right. I like to push my heel into my hand and my hand into the heel. That feels awesome. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Inhale. We are back to our center mountain pose. And let's do some standing work. So just while you're getting ready and standing and putting your chair to the side, I'll remind you, for those of you who weren't on in the beginning and they asked for a little shoulder stuff. So I don't do this in this class, but you could put a ball behind your shoulder, lean back into the wall, have a chair in front of you, and kind of go up and down to massage that area. And then you can place the ball. It could be a tennis ball or one of these myofascial balls, and kind of press up and down. So you're getting a little bit of exercise with this up and down in like a semi-chair squat pose. And at the same time, you're getting a massage in your shoulder. So that's one way to release some of that gunk back there that gets stuck. Just want to remind you about that because I often forget all these little tricks that are out there. And then let's do a wall dog. So face the chair towards you, or the back of the seat is towards you, either one. Hands are on the chair. And if your hands are on the seat of the chair, then you want to make sure your shoulders are either almost over your palms or slightly behind them. And then walk your feet back for your first wall dog. So we were talking about stretching the back, and it's a good idea to bend your knees at first. You bend into your capacity. As you push the hips back, then we start to lengthen and bend. And that doesn't mean as we lengthen that they straighten all the way. It could be partially. So bending and straightening and bending and straightening, and then start to walk yourself back towards the chair and upwards. Awesome. Let's face the back of the chair towards us. You can also put the chair against the wall, or you can have your back to the wall. We'll do some chair pose. I just want you to have support, or you can have the chair by your side. So you can be like this for chair pose. You're going to take your hips back. You want to make sure this chair is stable. Hips are back. Your arms can be at the back of the chair. And then we straighten on up. Or this is my favorite, to be hips at the back of the wall, hips at the back wall. Spine is leaning against the wall. We straighten our legs and then we bend them and we straighten. I want you to feel the difference, what you feel in your thighs as you lower down. Maybe we stay there for a breath or two, and then we lift up. So I could have my hand on the chair here too. We lower, we stand up. One more. How about we hold it for 5 breaths? You can always hold it for 5 breaths. You can hold it for 1 breath. You could hold it for 10. This is what makes the practice yours. It's yours for the taking. And the longer you stay, the more you feel in these thighs. Just warning you, come on out of it. Take your hands to the chair. And you're in mountain pose. You're in mountain pose. Go ahead and lift the right heel. And then lower it down. And the left heel. And lower it down. And then walk back, being very conscious of your steps as you walk back. Find your wall dog. And now bend one knee. So press back through the hips, but you're bending the right knee. Then straighten it and bend the left. Notice how that even changes the stretch in your spine and the side of your body. And now bend both knees and straighten and walk back in towards the chair. We're going to play with balance as if we haven't been already. And you can hold your hands on the back of the chair. Some of you might feel more stable with your hands on the seat of the chair. So here we are in lunge. You choose where your hands are. And some of you might put your hands at the wall, which I think is awesome, as long as you feel stable. And then your right foot's forward. We're going to step the left leg back, bend the right knee. So the heel can be up here, but if you're feeling more stable, place it down. And take a breath and feel the sensation in your front thigh. Try not to lean too far forward. Lift up as much as you can. Now, when your hands are on the seat of the chair, of course, your spine's going to be forward. Try to keep your head in line with your spine. It's a lot to think about. And then bring your back leg to meet your front. And rise to mountain pose. We're going to build on this a bit. Let's do the other side. Hands on the chair. Bending the knees, take the right leg back, left knee is bent. You can have your heel down. You know, when the heel is down, I feel it more in the calf. So you're going to notice just these little changes make a difference in what you feel in your body. This is the difference between these classes that move a little bit slower or more like a yoga. You get a chance to really be in your body and feel what the impact of the movement on the body. Now, pull that left hip back. Try to have the spine lifted as much as possible. Chin over shoulders. Shoulders are forward to hips here. Take your mind's eye to the left hip. Feel the weight bearing. And then when you're ready, bend the back knee and step the right foot to meet the left. We are in mountain pose. You got it. Now we're going to switch this up a little bit. Right foot is forward, left leg is back. And we're going to, you can keep the heel up or the heel down, back leg. You're going to bend the back knee and straighten the front leg. So this is what it looks like. Then we're going to bend the front knee and the back leg straightens. Do this a few times. Bend the back knee. Try to press the knee so it's in line with your foot. So meaning the knee moves towards the same angle as your toes. Straightening the front foot. Bend the knee. Knee is over ankle. Front knee. Back. Hips are back. Back knee is bent. Maybe you're feeling a good stretch in this front leg. If you're not, go ahead and lift the toes and the foot and just push down through the heel of the front leg, and that will change it up. Guaranteed. Bend the front knee. Take your weight forward. Bring your back leg to meet your front. And stand on up. Notice how you feel in your body. Take a moment. You might have your hands on the chair or at a wall. You might close your eyes and just kind of notice what you're feeling in your body. You might feel some swaying even though you're barely moving. Just notice the energy in your body. Here we go. Other side. Step the right leg back. Heel is up or down. Bend the back knee. Front leg is straighter. And we're going to switch it. Bend the front knee. Knee comes more towards the heel. Back leg is straight. Switch it. Back knee bends. Front leg is straight. Front knee bends. Back leg is straight. Switch it up one more time. And then maybe, it's going to depend. If you're already feeling a stretch, you do not need to lift your left foot except for the heel off. Only if you're not feeling and you want to feel a little bit more, that's when you would lift it. And then step it down, bend the front knee, and bring the right foot to meet the left. See how you feel. See how you feel. Now let's do some squatting. So I'm going to place the chair in front of me, have the back, and then take my feet into a wide position, toes are out. Imagine you've got a string at the back of your head and it's lifting you tall. So that string is going to keep lifting you tall, even when you bend your knees outwards. And then inhale straight and exhale and bend. And you can keep both hands on the chair. The knees are moving outward. Inhale, lift up. You can move the feet a little wider if that feels accessible to you. Bending the knees over the ankles. Notice how you feel in your balance. You might play with a cactus arm. And then place it back. And do the other arm. And place it back. Straighten both legs, take a break. See if I can distract you. We can stay down a little bit more. So we're building strength in our legs. Bend your knees. Come on down. Breathe. Angle your hips downward. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's right. You might lift one or both arms. Gonna depend on your balance. Maybe you go a little bit deeper. Hips moving down. Inhale, we rise, push down through your feet, rise up. Notice your breath. Feel your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, bend your knees. Come on down one more time. Promise, last time, maybe you vary it up and lift the right heel. And then you lower it down and you lift the left heel and you lower it down. Maybe you lift both heels. This is tough. Just giving you a challenge. If you want it, if it feels accessible, if you're already challenged, you don't need this. Exhale, lower your heels, straighten your legs, all 10 toes forward, and bring your feet in. How does your body feel now? You might notice it's heated up. You might notice that it's feeling a little fatigued. You might notice that it's feeling energized. Let's do a side bend standing or seated. If you said, we stood enough and you want to sit, go for it. We're going to lift the right arm skyward and side bend towards our left. You can let your hips go to the left a bit. Your arms can also be in that cactus. Taking a side bend, left hand might be at the chair. Or if it's not at the chair, you've got a few choices. One is to take the hand down by your side. The other choice is to take your hand to your wrist. Get a little traction there. And then we inhale and we rise up, exhaling, hands at the heart. There's always options. One's not better than the other, but one might be better for you than the other because we're all different. We're in our mountain pose, left arm reaches high. Find the variation that's right for you. We're taking our side bend. Now notice as we side bend towards the left, towards the right, our hips may go to the left. It's okay, but try to keep your weight even in your feet, even though the weight is shifting out of the left foot. Maybe your hand is pushing into your outer thigh. Maybe your hand is grabbing your wrist as you move into this banana shape. It's a banana. And then we inhale and we come back up and release the arms down. Now we're going to take this a little bit wider. So open up your legs. Open up your legs. Maybe one or both hands to your hips. We're going to push our hips back as our elbows move in towards each other. Lean forward. Hips back. Spine long, head in line with spine. Pulling elbows towards each other. And then push down through your feet. Rise back. Awesome. You can do that again, or you might take your hands behind you and interlace your fingers, and then bend your elbows and pull them towards each other. This is only if you feel safe not holding on to the chair. We're going to go forward and push the knuckles away. Otherwise, you want to have one hand on the chair, maybe one on your hip as you move forward. You can always skip a pose too if it feels like it's not accessible. Shoulders move up and back and towards each other as you pull your knuckles away. I like to imagine that somebody's holding on to my knuckles and they're pulling away from me as my spine moves forward. And we're going to push down through our feet. Push, 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 push. As we rise up. Release your hands, shake them out. Shake them out. Give them a good shake. And now we're going to go back to the side bend, but add a little something fun into it. So you can either do the side bend like we were doing, or you might cross your right foot behind your left. And you're going to hug your legs towards each other. It's a might. If you don't feel stable, you still want to hold on to the chair. And you could have the chair in front of you. I got it to the side, otherwise you won't see me. So now my right leg is behind my left, and the legs are crossed and hugging towards each other, toning the hips, pulling the belly in and up. Now we're going to take a side bend towards the left, and notice how this feels different. You want to push your feet down and hug your thighs towards each other, and then rise back up. You might take your other hand now to the chair or to your thigh, lifting the left arm, side bending towards your right, and notice how this feels different. If you feel any wobbling, bring your hand back to the chair, maybe uncross your legs. No one said crossing legs was a requirement. In lifting arm is not a requirement either. You could be something like this for your side bend. Then we're going to push down, rise up, and move those feet back apart. Just notice how that is for you. And we'll do the other side. So I would assume most of you are going to want the chair in front of you. I'm going to move it so you can see. We did right behind left. Now we're going to do left behind right. And you can have your stance like a mountain to start, or maybe a little wider, and then bring your foot back. Then you can make a few adjustments. You can look down to kind of see what's going on down there. Then when you feel safe and stable, you're hugging your thighs towards each other. So your hips are kind of squaring off, but not maybe fully squaring off towards the front. Push down through your feet, lift your belly in and up. Now we're going to take our side bend towards the right. Notice how that feels. You may just have your elbow up. You might be in cactus. You might lengthen the arm. Notice, push down through that back foot and notice how it feels. It may feel a little bit more intense. You might feel more of an intense side bend here along the leg. Then rise back up, go for the other side. So we lift tall, belly's toned. Now we take our side bend towards the left. Maybe the arm is at our ribs, up in cactus, or reaching. But notice how there might be a little bit of wobbling. So really ground down through your feet. That's more important than your arm up over your head. Push down through your feet. Inhale, rise up. Get rid of that. Let that go. Let that go. Just another way to play with balance. Just another way to play with balance. Okay, we're going to go for a spinal balance in the chair, or with the chair. Hands on the seat of the chair. Walk it back. We're going to extend the right leg back. Toes are down at first. Soften the standing knee. So leg is slightly bent on the left side. Right leg lifts, maybe. Ooh, I got the wall. Honestly, this is the best. This is like a treat. I'm pushing the foot into the wall. And then lower down. I know if you don't have a wall, don't worry about it, but just wanted to tell you, not to make you jealous, but it's really nice to have the wall to push into. Really, really, really nice. Gives a little stability. And then lower the toes down. Now looking forward, you might lift your left arm forward, or it can hold on to the side of the chair, so it's a little bit different. It also, the arm can go out to the side, or the arm can reach forward. Leg can be up or down. You get to play with this pose. So arm can be out to the side, it can be forward, it can be down, and then release. You also could do a combination where it's just the arm reaching forward and the legs are down. That is a version of spinal balance. And then slowly come back to mountain. We always kind of come back in between sides, kind of feel where you're at. That looks awesome. It looks really good. So now we're going to do another version on the left side. And you know what? It could be different. You might say, you know what? I don't know if my right leg is feeling this kind of balance today. So maybe I'm just going to do the arm. And so you might bring the arm out to the side or forward. If you're going to do the leg, I would say do the leg first and then the arm. So I'm going to extend now the left toes back, maybe lift the leg, maybe lower it, play with it a few times, lifting and lowering. Front knee, the knee is soft, so bent, and this is putting weight on this thigh. And maybe the arm, the other arm, the alternate arm, so the right arm, left leg is back, right arm might be out to the side or forward, or holding on to the back of the chair. You can play. Now the leg doesn't have to be all the way up, the toes can be down. Find the variation that's good for you. Ooh, I got that wall again. Oh, is that nice? I'm telling you, walls are the best. They're the best. I love them as a prop. And then lower down and bring your feet back to the chair. Hands at the heart. Notice how you're feeling. Take a breath in and a breath out. And a breath in and a breath out. Good. Let's find our way to seated. Stretch out our legs. So you might have your tie, you might have 2 blocks or an ottoman to rest your leg on. Come back to the chair. You might place the block back behind your shoulders just to kind of remind yourself what that felt like. Notice how your body's feeling now. A little hard to do the stretch though like that. You might, that's kind of challenging. I think I'm gonna say forget that. If you want to remind yourself, it's just gonna be hard. You can do it. I'm lifting my leg up and putting the strap here, but you might need to remove that block. And the block is there for me, but I had to lift my leg and it's a little bit more awkward. So I'm crossing the strap this time. Shoulders up and back, elbows towards the side ribs. Lift the leg, pressing the heel away. Breathe in and breathe out. Soft breathing as you stretch the leg. So heel could be resting on 1 or 2 blocks or an ottoman in front of you or a sofa, whatever you have. Let's turn the leg out. So the heel's in, toes out, heels in. Breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. Maybe you close your eyes for a breath or 2, just to notice how it feels different and what you're noticing inside your body. Then come back to neutral. So toes up, heels down. Release the leg and place it down. Just notice how you feel. Other side. So I still have that block back there. So I'm going to take the strap and place it on my foot in number 4 pose. Then extend the leg. And heel can start on the block or whatever you have to support your leg in front of you. You don't have to have anything. It just gives it a little bit more of support while you're stretching. And we lift the leg up. And some people find they can stretch more when the leg is supported. Shoulders up and back. Pulling the tie towards you. Relaxing the shoulders. Push the big toe mound away. Focus on where you feel the stretch. Notice where you feel it. Press the inside of your foot into that strap as you pull the pinky toe away and towards you. Turn the toes out and the heel in. Breath is in. Breath is out. Inhale, toes upward, heel down. Soft breath in. Soft breath out. I highly recommend holding these poses for a while. I don't want to run over, but I really suggest that if you're feeling a stretch here and you want a little bit more, lather, rinse, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. So that means do the pose a few times. Hold it for a few minutes even. You might just choose a few poses today and a day to do and enjoy them rather than trying to do 20 poses. Do a few and just do them well and spend some time on them. Take the strap and take it forward, widen your arms so they're in a V, lift upwards. I've still got that block behind me. Notice how it might feel different from when you started class. Lower the strap. Inhale, lift it. Good, maybe it goes slightly back behind you. You can always go wider to take it back behind you. Notice how when you go wider, you might get it back behind there, but notice if you're feeling a stretch. If you're not, then it's not doing you any good. I am feeling something in my arms here. I'm pulling the strap taut, shoulders up and back. And then at the same time, bring your mind's eye to your shoulder blades coming together. And then release it down. And then maybe the V gets a little smaller. So my hands are closer together. We lift up. That's it. Pull it taut. Notice how it feels. Relax the shoulders. Relax the shoulders down. Release, let it go. Let it go. Put the tie to the side. Keep the block behind you or not as we just tune into our bodies. More of this interoception, focusing on inner sensations, noticing how the body feels as we close our practice. So you can start your focus at the bottom of your feet as you breathe in and out, and notice any sensation you feel at the bottom of your feet, not trying to run from it, not trying to clasp onto it, just notice it and let it go, and switch your focus to your lower leg. So the ankle up to the knee down to the ankle. Focusing on sensation in that area. And you might say, I don't feel a lot. That's just something you notice. You might feel a cramp. That's when you might want to do something about it, right? You might massage it. Focus on your upper legs. From the hip bone to the knee. As you breathe in and out, focusing on your hips and your spine. In your head, top of the head. Take your mind's eye back down to your shoulders. Relaxing the shoulders, noticing any tension. Relaxing the hands, maybe turning the palms upright and elbows bent. Bring your mind's eye to your upper arm, the area between the top of your shoulder and your elbow. And then bringing your focus to your wrist, to your elbow. In both hands. Feel the whole body breathing. It's a soft, relaxed, slow breath in and out through the nose. Take your hands and stack them on your heart. And as you breathe in and out, imagine the breath coming from your heart. So inhaling out from the heart and exhaling back to the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Soft breath. Notice how the body is relaxed. Notice the qualities of your breath. Let's bring our palms together in front of our heart as we bow in with gratitude for this practice. Thank you for your questions, your requests, for being here with me on this wonderful Wednesday. Take care, everyone. Let me know if you have any questions or you need anything. Any questions answered. I am doing a little pop-up tomorrow on breathing. So if you have any questions on breathing, then contact me and you can join the session at 10 o'clock, 10 to 10:45 tomorrow on breathing. So we'll do a little bit on the qualities of breath. I know some people have had questions and it's a good time to just have a little focus on it. And you can come and go as you please.
Right.
Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
You too. See you
Thank you.
Friday.
Good day, everyone.
Mindy.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you. See you tomorrow.